What is going on, everybody? Corey here. Welcome back to another rousing edition of Fly Casual. Why, we've got news to talk about tonight. Shakeups going on in the Star Wars writing field, along with Harrison Ford in Solo, a Star Wars story. What? We'll fill you in. All before we get to the toy report. It's going to be a hot, hot night again on Fly Casual.
Let's get ready to wrinkle!
Mike, Garrick, guys, wake up. Guys,
What?
Mike,
Hey.
guys.
Huh?
I'm nursing this hangover,
It's been a week.
Yeah.
You guys, it's
No!
No, put that away.
you sound like Brian Fellows there for saying, get off the phone.
You can't make me.
You guys, at some point, you're going to have to leave the basement and shower. At some point, you guys, it's been a week.
It's been a long week, baby.
I've been leaving food down here. You don't look like you've moved, but the food's gone. The thing is, I don't know where it's ending up, so I got to get you guys out of here
Garrick
so I can do some
disappeared, too.
cleaning.
I don't know where he went. But
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I was just looking at this like discoloration in the carpet that was roughly his shape and assuming he was still there.
Now you know where the food ended up.
I know where the food and drink
Kind of inchwormed my way out up the stairs. And then
without use of arms or legs.
crawled back to Indianapolis.
You know, we've told epic stories of a bachelor party years ago where a friend of the show, Brandon, he had he might have been a little overserved at a KOA campground. And the dude was hugging the post of one of those little cabins. We've stayed in the cabins on Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
He was on one of the posts on the porch of the cabin. Didn't leave it for like 4 hours. He was just on the post, and
Brandon.
he was literally like, "This is my post." It was like the little, "This is my gun." There are many like it.
Post, yeah.
But this one is mine. That was him with the post. This is my post. There are many. That was Garrick on the front porch after episode 200.
I might have been more inebriated than I let on.
Yeah.
That's a statement right there because you let on.
I think we said last week the winner is actually going to lose, and Garrick, you were the winner last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Garrick won, lost big.
It was pretty close there
I
for a
can't
while.
handle all this winning.
Winning.
Yep. You had tiger
too
blood.
much.
Unfortunately, it was well over the limit. So I'm just saying, I'm glad to hear that you guys are actually able to put a word together without slurring or having to focus really hard
Yeah.
in order to not hear the bell penalize your fly casualisms. So welcome back, gentlemen. I'm your host. And the listeners, too. I'm your host, Mr. Corey T. Wilson, over there. We're sporting again the Fly Casual or the Star Wars Episode 1 Taco Bell hat.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Michael J. Archbold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am actually this week, since it is not being forced upon me, I'm sampling each of what remains of last week's.
Which, believe it or not, is quite a bit.
There's still some stuff here. So,
it sounds like it was just being poured down their throats. There is a lot left. We barely
He's still
really
doing it.
I just took a pull of that sweet tea.
No!
Oh my god!
Why?
It's just as bad as it was last week.
Now is that what's in your
out of my chair?
Is that what's in your glass right now?
Yes.
Oh, you got to finish that off to pour something else. You're in a
Yeah, I
pickle,
know.
my friend.
I am.
Oh heavens! Yeah, you passed me the Jacko Blast over here, which if you didn't have the package in your hand, a Jacko Blast. This isn't getting any better. It's a drink.
It's rum.
It's rum. Jacko Blast. The packaging for Jacko Blast. I can't climb out of this hole that I feel like I'm spinning down with double entendres here.
Orange ball.
The big orange ball. The pumpkin.
At
Captain
least it's
Morgan's.
not blue.
It's
That's like cough medicine, but it's probably the least offensive of probably.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Table.
It's not terrible. It's not great for people who aren't constantly like, I need to try everything in the liquor store. I got to get through the weekend. But it's not bad, not terrible. So, but yeah, I can't believe you took a voluntary pull on the sweet tea.
My gosh, that is wow.
The sweet tea booze.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I was curious.
You wanted to know if he's ready for it. Is it different? Because when y'all taking swigs of that last week, you're like, I don't know. It could be something else. Because everything, I don't even know if we really described it there. Everything was kind of the same color. It was all different levels of amber liquids. So, yeah, it was a mystery.
Yeah, you just didn't know what you're going to get.
And here you are just jumping right back in.
It's like a box of booze.
Yeah, box of booze. Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Usually
it's just F you up.
It's usually a box of booze, just usually a soggy bottom and not a lot to drink.
Hey, that's a good band.
That is a soggy bottom.
I got the raspberry filled. Sick. Gross.
Also, it tastes like butt tea.
Oh, it's raspberry tea liqueur.
Yeah.
Gross.
Speaking of tea, over there at Master Control, Mr. Pure Leaf Tea himself, Stephen J. Howie.
Yeah, I'm doing a Pepsi right now, and I'll be doing a tea later.
That's kind of becoming your go-to process: is pound the Pepsi first and pound the tea.
I don't want all that sugar that late.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, I'd
need a
rather
little
have the
caffeine to
tea.
keep
You
going.
gotta have room for the Taco Bell on the way home, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's something else I want to bring up before I'm going to go ahead and
Interject.
Have I been drinking? I haven't had anything. Across pond down a few is Mr. Garrick Nacha. It's right here. I start, and you don't want me to start right now. You don't want no part of this.
You may want to take this bell away from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it.
Hey, whoa. I don't want any vengeance rings over there.
Well,
Cross pond down a few is Mr. Garrick Nacha Hardy.
Never drinking ever again.
Yeah, I bet.
Ever.
I remember hearing somebody saying that in the stall next to me in the college dorm bathrooms, just praying out loud to Jesus, just puking.
Jesus, I'll never drink.
Literally, like, oh God, oh Jesus, I swear I'll never drink. I swear I'll never drink again. I'm just sitting there having a Duke and reading a comic book, and I'm like, you all right over there, buddy? I'm freaking, Tom Arnold over there, like, hey, everything okay over there, buddy? And he's like, Corey, is that you? Is that you? I'm like, yeah. You all right? And he's like, don't ever drink, man. Don't ever drink. I'm like, well, you just made a lot of assumptions about me, which at the time were very accurate, but all the same, things have changed. Right after we got done recording episode 200, Howie realized that we needed to put food in Mike and Garrick's bellies.
No. All I had was Ritz crackers, man.
Yeah, bacon flavored,
had, right?
bacon flavored Ritz crackers. And so,
and like 12 tacos.
Howie made the Taco Bell run. Came back with a fortnight of tacos. No, 2 fortnights of tacos.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
And
we did the Fortnite dances for the tacos.
That's right. Garrick, I'm not kidding. This happened within the span of 2 minutes, right? He's sitting there holding on to the post. And not just holding on to the post, bent in half.
That's when let me sit down.
With one hand on his back, one hand like up, pointed, the elbow pointed in the air on his back because he's bent at a 90-degree angle, holding
sassy.
on to the post. He looks like an old lady that threw her back out.
Yeah,
now I'm being sassy,
and he's like, man, I'm really hungry. Oh, that's right. How we went to get tacos for us. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Literally,
I've never heard
45 seconds later. Where the F are my tacos?
I've never heard Garrick sing the praises of Taco Bell before. That was amazing.
You've got to get him drunk.
It's a special circumstance.
Where Petrie,
I keep it buried deep inside me.
Yeah.
Deep
Whereas
inside.
Petrie had a life-affirming situation where for the first time in his entire life, people were drunker than him. And he keeps turning to me. He's like, this is amazing. I've never been on this side of it. At our age, I've never been the guy who's not more wasted. And he's like, this is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. I said, yeah, it can be a lot of fun getting your friends almost dead.
You could write a research paper on something like that.
You really could.
Put a
So, hey, we apologize to all the listeners.
Yeah, we're sorry.
That was really, that had to be done.
It had to be done.
It had to be done.
It really
But
did.
we don't plan on doing that every week.
No, I like how he said, but we're not going to do it again. He doesn't say that.
Yeah.
He says, we're not going to do it every week.
See, he knows.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows.
Who knows?
At some point, you got to face
We
it.
got episode 300 coming up, guys.
That's right.
Right around the
Gotta gear
corner,
up, baby.
Episode 300. That's like Christmas.
Yeah, maybe it'll land on Christmas. Let me do the math. Hold on.
1, 2, 12.
We have to skip. We have to take a few more weeks vacation, I think, to make
Okay.
that work
Yeah,
out.
that's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
It works.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right, well, let's wrap this one up then.
All right.
All right, we'll see ya. Good night.
Episode 200.5 in the can. Oh, wait. No, this is 201. We're here for 201, guys.
Oh, 201.
Oh, there's
Episode
something happened?
201 of Fly Casual, your favorite really highly irresponsible Star Wars podcast. And right now, it is time to talk about some news.
Oh,
Careful.
yeah.
Careful what you say.
I love news.
Be very careful about
Yeah,
what you
the
say.
bell is still technically within Howie's
What's in
reach
the
right
news?
now.
Chuck Wendig is in the news this week, boy.
Our favorite good old buddy, good old Wendigo himself.
Chuckles Wendig. Chuck
C-Dub?
Wendig, author, Star Wars author, the Aftermath trilogy, right?
Isn't he doing a comic?
He has done some comics in the past. He was in the middle of doing some comics.
What?
And we got He was, yeah. And this week we got a little tweet from Chuck that essentially
not us directly.
No, he put it out for the masses to consume.
So kind of us.
Yeah, we're right in the center of the masses.
We're part of that, right?
We're leaning in the unwashed portion.
So here's the thing that has happened. I just got fired from Marvel.
You did,
Taking
Mike?
off issues 4 and 5. I'm reading
Mike.
Chuck. Eric, I'm reading Chuck's tweet.
I took it as you were talking about yourself.
I did too, and
I didn't know you worked for Marvel.
I even know what you're
All
doing.
right.
And I
Preface. Here we go. Chuck
I thought
Wendig
you did
tweeted.
some sort of like
So here's
accounting
the
or
thing that
something.
has happened. I just got fired from Marvel, taking off issues 4 and 5 of Shadow of Vader, and taking off an as of yet announced Star Wars book.
What?
This might be a log thread, so apologies in advance. And he goes on to describe basically what happened. Essentially, Marvel contacted him and said that they did not appreciate some recent tweeting that he had done that, contained some profanities and things like that, which is, I don't know, that's kind of a Chuck thing, isn't it?
Guess I'm never going to write a book or a comic. That sucks.
And so kind of, I don't know. So anyway, kind of some sad news there, I guess. I don't know. For those who have followed Chuck for any length of time, I mean, he's very outspoken, very political in his leanings, and doesn't really hold anything back. So, I mean, there's been obviously especially over the last, 8 to 12 months, probably, there's been some discussion among the fandom about, Star Wars, people involved in Star Wars, the content creators,
right, and
how they engage with fans online, social media. Some people, the critics of Chuck and even Rian Johnson to some extent, that
I think what you're getting to is saying that there's a big question on whether or not what we're doing is fanning the flame, good fan flames or bad fan flames.
Sure.
Like the interactions with the public, is there a better way to do it than just kind of, it's funny because all the actors and everything have to sign all these incredible NDAs and they're very controlled and talking to the media and stuff. But other content creators, it's kind of like, hey, you're not out in front of the camera, so hey, just go nuts.
Sure.
Or it seemed like that's what they all felt they could do.
Right.
For a while there.
Yeah, for a while, because especially, probably the highest profile, of course, Rian Johnson, but to a lesser extent, even Chuck. Here's two content creators that are out there, they're engaging with fans, and they push back a lot on some of them that would engage them in a negative way and that type of thing. And
fans / trolls,
right? Trolls. Yeah, obviously there are people out there really pushing the buttons there, but I guess the bigger question is, should people like Rian Johnson and Chuck Wendig be engaging fans at that kind of level? Because let's take a look at other content providers like a J.J. Abrams. J.J. is never on social media.
Does he have a Twitter account?
He does have a Twitter account now. He's
nice.
He's tweeted twice since he created it a couple months ago.
Dave Filoni has like 3 tweets, I think.
Yeah.
And they're all like wolves. Pictures of wolves.
Excuse me, what are they?
The point is,
wolves?
So someone like JJ and Filoni, they don't hardly tweet at all. But then someone like a Ron Howard, he tweets a lot. Kasdan,
but I don't think
tweets a lot.
Ron tweeted that much until Star Wars.
Well, once he, well, I don't know that that's true. I don't know how much. I mean,
I guess I technically don't either. That was the impression that I got. I don't know if that's
well. I never really started following him at any length until he got involved.
Right,
in
and
Star Wars. So
definitely me too. Yeah.
I can't really say
as much as I liked him, I didn't follow.
Right.
So right.
But I guess my point is that with Ron. I mean, he seemed to be, when I would follow him on Twitter, the kind that when heavy criticism would roll in, he would either let it roll off and not engage it, or if he did engage it, it would be, I'm sorry you felt that way, kind of.
Or
thing.
or returning with a question. What specifically, drives you to feel that way about this?
Right, exactly, and engage that way. But whereas. Again, the other side of the spectrum is, really getting drug in by trolls and stuff and engaging in, some more spicy language and things like that.
Let's turn the clock back. I remember back when around the time this podcast started.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, you remember that far back?
I do, as a matter of fact. I didn't imbibe as much as you did last week, so I still have memories from early life. No. I remember Garrick when we first Chuck Wendig first came up. Hey, this guy's got books coming off.
Yep.
And Garrick said, "Hey, I don't know if you follow this guy on Twitter.
He's fun to follow. Right?
He's a really good follow. He's funny and sarcastic and goofy and is kind of entertaining." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, down to earthiness, hooray!"
Yep.
But unfortunately, in the divisiveness, whether or not the divisiveness is way overblown, but the divisiveness of Star Wars fandom of late, it has set a stage for down to earthiness to turn into maybe just a little too out of control if you don't, I don't want to say censor yourself, but maybe, control your message. Is that the wrong phrasing? It's hard to say because nobody wants to, hey, stay in line, stay in your lane. No one wants to do that. But at the same time,
delete your account.
If you went on Twitter and started bad mouthing potential customers, how would that reflect on you? If I went on Twitter and started complaining about any facet of my job or the customers thereof, I'd be fired in a heartbeat. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing where I think
that's why you block your company.
Yeah, exactly. The average person is expected to behave at a more controlled level. So there's this whole thing of like, well, if you are not the average person, if you're a type of person with a tremendous amount of exposure, does that mean you don't have to have as much control as the average person? Or does it mean you should have more because it's a more valuable thing that you're protecting? Well,
okay, let me just relate this to myself because I'm a small business owner and I engage with clients and customers online.
Yeah.
And
you sell sex toys, don't you?
Hey.
But
I'm coming to the party next week, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But my point is I try to keep my business, pages and the way I engage with clients, separate from users. My personal type stuff.
Yeah.
Versus my, political discussions and things like that. I try to keep all that very separate.
In a proper venue.
Right.
Essentially,
Absolutely.
having multiple venues, multiple media for different things.
So I'm one of those. I'm in that camp that you're describing. I'm one of those that believe that someone like Wendig, Ryan Johnson, J.J. Abrams, people like this that work, at least at some level with Lucasfilm and Disney, that there should be some restraint, that there should be an expectation of some restraint.
But then there's the other side going, let them be real.
Right, exactly. And I honestly,
I feel for that.
I do. I get that too, because I'm kind of one of those guys that, it's like, well, I would rather know how you feel about things than, hiding them. And
so then does it become, let them be free and say whatever they want, unless they're a dick?
Let it go, man. Like Elsa, dude. Disney needs to watch Frozen.
Yeah, they do.
Like, Chuck Wendig's like Elsa.
Hey, wait, they made it. They made Frozen.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Let's just put it this way, that I'm not surprised that this came down the way it did. I'm surprised
that's the height of hypocrisy right there.
Yeah, that's true.
You make a song about letting it go, and then you don't want people to let it go. Yeah. I don't get it. Stupid.
Yeah.
Come on, Disney.
Yeah, I don't know.
Act together, Mouse.
I'm a big proponent of taking responsibility for your actions. And
Howie coming down on the real hot side of the issue.
Well, what's going to be interesting to see, because we're already seeing it.
Yeah,
is 10 years from now, let's say someone's trying to get a job and the companies are starting to look at your past.
Yeah.
Things that you've said, and if it's something that they don't believe in as a company and they think it's detrimental to their business, they may not even hire you.
Have to be very conscious of that. And it's funny that you bring
true,
that up.
That's true for a $40,000 a year job. Why wouldn't it be true for a six-figure or more?
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a story probably 6-8 weeks ago that Ryan Johnson, it was discovered that he had, deleted tens of thousands of tweets on his Twitter account.
Tens of thousands?
Tens of thousands. Like,
I don't even have that many tweets. I don't even have.
Anyway, he got it down to only just about a couple thousand tweets. And the general, he didn't address. Well, I think he did end up addressing it.
Yeah.
But he was kind of very roundabout what what his reaction to it was. But the general belief is that, hey, if you want to work in Hollywood, James Gunn. In quotey fingers.
Yeah, I mean, really. You obviously we're talking about two very different things, but they're in the same the same genre.
That's not to suggest that Ryan Johnson, was making pedophile jokes like James Gunn, but
we're not saying he didn't. No, I'm kidding. No,
but that's the point. Is that these guys are coming to learn that this matters, and if I want to have work, I've got to be a little more controlled about.
What people forget about free speech is there's a cause and effect,
right?
Right.
And free speech is absolutely important.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But there could be consequences to what you say.
Free speech says you're not going to be locked up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that a company can't just say, okay, you be that way. You do you, but away from us.
And I'll just use the James Gunn example. I'm in the camp that felt like I felt like he personally had addressed his past, like that, that was a time in my life where I was doing a different thing and I was being a provocateur and that type of thing. And then he made there's actually a very clear trail where he made amends for all that in about 2012 and kind of righted his life. And then,
but he didn't try to erase it.
No, exactly.
He didn't try to erase it. He said, nope, I did it.
Right.
It's right there, and things are different now. So I'm going to be different now.
I'm in the camp that I was disappointed that he was fired from Guardians.
Same here.
Yeah.
But that said, I also understand where Disney's coming from because they've got a brand to protect. They've got shareholders to protect. They've got, clients and customers.
And they have a lot of people that are always looking for an excuse to hate on Disney because they're so big.
We're trudging through a different, an unknown, territory where this didn't used to be a thing. Right. We weren't online.
It's funny, because it was, from a professional standpoint, it was a thing. Don't do anything that could make the company look bad, period. So that was a thing.
But you didn't have as many outlets and venues to do that.
It wasn't so easy. And also, we didn't have this thing where you could get hundreds and hundreds or thousands of likes and people affirming you to the point where you forget to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You don't have a good barometer of how far is too far when everybody's hitting the like. And
I think it's a good point to be made is the companies haven't changed. Yeah. Their stance on how they how they handle this kind of thing hasn't changed.
If anything, it's like what Mike said. It's funny that it actually took this long. If you could say that Disney changed, it would be that they didn't get involved sooner. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that I'm certain that I feel like I'm supporting the decision they made. I feel weird about it as someone who doesn't like Wendig's writing, or at least his novels, and I'm not a fan of the way he spouts on Twitter. So, I'm not exactly like, yay, Wendig. I'm not happy about a dude losing his job this way.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So I'm real torn on this issue, but at the same time, it's like, you probably could have come down a little sooner and not had to rip projects that he's working on out from under him. I feel like that would have been cleaner. I don't know if it's actually better. But I feel like it would have been cleaner. I don't know.
But it seems like they're doing a lot more than this. It seems like they're actually starting to take action in different areas. And
well, it's funny you mention that because so I just texted this to you guys today. Right. But our podcast and many other podcasts have been included on the StarWars.com website for a long time.
On their community page.
Oh, right. Within 10 episodes of our beginning, we were on.
Yeah. So, it's been several years. So,
you're welcome.
I loved it at the time that StarWars.com had put a community page on there, and they had linked to all these these fan groups and organizations and things like that.
It was exciting because suddenly we were all connecting, right? The kind of thing that you had to do in like a comic book shop back in the day.
And it's funny because just this week it has some online have come to discover that StarWars.com has removed all the podcasts.
What?
Yanked all basically yanked that whole page.
Yeah, for the most part, there's still some fan groups and things on there if you go and look at it. So if you go, they still have the community.
There's like
link
some
there.
really heavily sanctioned community,
right? Stuff that's very closely tied to them, but
and, not like stuff that's charity and
but in the place of where the podcast used to be listed, there is now a notice, and it says, "Notice: Lucasfilm Ltd. strives to foster an inclusive, diverse, and safe environment for our fans, and we ask the same of our fan community. Fan organizations, websites, blogs, clubs, podcasts, social media accounts, etc. are not owned, endorsed, sponsored, controlled, or in any way affiliated with Lucasfilm or the Disney company, and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions of Lucasfilm Ltd., the Walt Disney Company, or their affiliates, and no warranty express, implied, blah, 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 all the way, to the end of this. So
may cause rectal bleeding. Right, got it.
Anyway, again, so this kind of, obviously this is something, and
I would like to say that happened mysteriously close to the launch of episode 200. I'm not saying that
after we released it.
I'm not saying that the highly irresponsible level of alcohol consumption, all by legal persons, is directly responsible
and
for
in the legal way.
All of us being booted from StarWars.com.
Sorry, everybody.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry we got kicked out. We all
very
got
coincidental.
It's, right around the exact same. I'm just saying. It's highly suspicious. We may have peed in the pool for everybody.
Obviously, this is something, and we've been talking about, Kathleen Kennedy being retained and Rian Johnson. Is he still going to have his trilogy? And some of the, the bumps in the road with Last Jedi and Solo and all that stuff. And, there was the camp that was like, oh, Disney's they're going to wipe the floor and they're going to start over and blah, blah, blah. And then there's the other side that was like, oh, nothing to see here. Everything's great. And to me, as usual, the truth lies in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So Kathleen Kennedy wasn't let go. Obviously, they feel very confident.
I feel like I've been let go. I feel like
we've all been let go. Yeah, we're not on Star Wars.
Collect your last paycheck next Thursday.
Yeah,
something.
But
I said?
Obviously, there are things,
something you slurred.
Obviously, there's things that Lucasfilm is doing, and this is one of them.
Yeah,
is addressing this social media, thing. So,
well, and that's the thing. Well, there's been all this analysis that we've been talking about, ad nauseum, about how there's this big mysterious image of the fandom in flames that we're like, it's not really true.
No,
there are some fires, there's some brush fires here or there, but the fandom is still a strong forest. I'm going to get deep into this analogy. Way too deep. The roots
too deep
fandom, and
we need to get the roots to play
branches.
On our show.
I'm out. But everything's actually kind of okay, but there's this big look that it's not okay.
Right.
There's news coverage on larger outlets, and there's analyses and reports being done about, is it as bad as everybody thinks? And it always comes out, oh no, not really. But it's bad enough that people are getting upset and angry at each other. And I think what happened was back when Disney put that podcast, put podcast stuff on the community page, or Lucasfilm or whoever does it. Mm-hmm. The idea was, the fans are all so supportive. We, let's get everybody together. Let's all, because it's a big, huge, strong fandom. And that was absolutely true at the time. But what happened was we've gotten further into this like reactionary black versus white binary, anger culture that we're in now. And I think the narrative, there was no need for a narrative before, but suddenly the narrative was away from them. Yeah. They lost control of a narrative that didn't exist before, and it barely exists now, but because it seems such a big deal.
Amplified.
It's been so amplified in the quote echo chamber end quote that they just went, you know what? We need to distance ourselves from this because this isn't something we can control, and it's not something we want to look like we support.
Correct. And I don't blame him for it at all.
I don't at all. As much as it was really cool to see our little caricature images up on StarWars.com, and boy, I wish I'd taken a screenshot. I might have to go to the Wayback Machine or something.
Oh, there's a screenshot.
Okay, good.
We got a couple.
Okay,
don't worry about it.
Thank goodness. Mike's always got his back up.
I'm sure he'll forget where it's at one day, but...
What's that, Garrick?
Let's just blow that up and frame it.
Exactly. I'm gonna put it on the projector. I'm gonna paint the thing in a giant water.
You think we can have any authors and directors sign it?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Probably all of them.
Chuck Wendig needs something to do. Whoa, too soon. Sorry.
But yeah, it sucks and it doesn't suck because it's not like they picked and choose, which isn't to say they won't come back and pick a few favorites and stick them on there, but they said, nope, right now we're just going to wipe it clean. And what that does is it goes to amplify or maybe just sort of lend credence to what we've been saying for a while, which is anybody who says that everything's fine is not is not putting all of the little evidences together that it's not fine enough that there are people making decisions for change. As simple as that.
And to me, the changes that they are doing feel appropriate. They feel like, yes, as much as like you said, that it sucks that we're not on the page anymore. It feels like an appropriate move.
It sucks that Chuck Wendig, who is an accomplished author, he's divisive but accomplished. Right. It sucks that dude's I don't know what he's got lined up, but I don't want to say he's out on his butt or anything like that. But it really sucks that happened the way it did. And at the same time, I'm going, but if they want to get control of it again, then that seems like a logical step.
Yep.
I bet DC will hire him.
Yeah, well, I mean, they hired James Gunn. That's one thing we can look forward to. Is a better Suicide Squad.
If you go to his page, he's got work lined up, so he's not out on. But I mean,
exactly.
I like you mentioned earlier. I too find Chuck divisive, and I don't agree with a lot of his approach. But reading that tweet, you kind of feel for the guy a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, you had my dream job and got fired.
Right? It's like I
don't envy that.
I don't like seeing anybody put out, and I don't like seeing people lose work. I mean,
actually, believe it or not, internet. People can even care about the people they disagree with. Did you know that, internet? Did you know that's
it's
a thing?
A possibility.
You can actually be a human towards someone you disagree with.
Yeah. I just think it's unfortunate that I feel like, in Chuck's case, I mean, all of this was preventable. He's kind of the author of his own demise, I think, in some ways.
But at the same time, if he can continue to be successful and feel like he's being himself,
yeah, sure, right.
Then
more
go
power
for it.
To him,
go for it, bro.
Right.
Go for it, bro.
You be you.
Yeah, you do you. That's how you're supposed to say it, right?
All right.
You do
you.
So comicbook.com this week reporting that The Mandalorian,
Mandos.
Yeah, man.
Has been shut down.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago, and everybody's looking forward to the TV show, given some of the pictures and things that were released from the set, and there's a little bit of buzz coming there now. But comicbook.com reporting this week that they really, at least the author of this article, feels like that Lucasfilm is really relying on The Mandalorian to kind of fill the gap between now and the release of Ep 9 to rejuvenate the excitement.
Rejuvenate
the franchise.
It feels so weird because, a year or two ago, we were like, it's just going to be too much. And now it's like, that's way too long to wait for the movie. We got to have something else to put there.
Part of it is because there's so many people going, fix it, Lucasfilm, fix it, and poking it with a stick. Like, do math. Like, just do something that makes us feel warm and snuggly again.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's overstated because every time I've watched Solo, I feel warm and snuggly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Almost all of the content I've consumed, which, granted, I've picked and choose. I've picked and chosen. I've not consumed everything. I don't read most of the books anymore, which is weird. Still weird for me.
Well, is that mostly because of Miss Clark, though?
Huh?
Yes.
What?
I got her name wrong.
Miss Clark?
I don't know. Go on. Move. Please ignore the man behind the curtain.
No, anyway, this article really just kind of is a continuation of what we were just talking about, that, Lucasfilm is really, they have addressed the problems. And part of addressing it was slowing things down, spacing things out between Solo and Ep 9, not overpromising a bunch of movies. Right now, we've just got, we're being told.
I wouldn't say they've addressed the problem. I'd say they've developed a strategy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but no, they're addressing the problems with the social media, overexposure.
They're taking action. I guess, I don't know. I'm having trouble. Are the problems addressed, or are they just shuffling everything around so that the problems go away.
We're talking
because again, where there's still debate over whether or not this is actually addressing anything. Sure. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, time will tell.
I'm nitpicking. I apologize.
But here's the problem, I guess, with this article. Saying that Lucasfilm is really relying on the Mandalorian, because there's a couple glaring things that stick out to me. Not the least of which is that if they're relying on the Mandalorian, it's weird to me that the release of the Mandalorian is going to be through their streaming service, because I don't know if you guys have been following our social media this week, but there's been some pushback.
Of course I have, very closely.
There's been some pushback on, because I posted this article, and there was some pushback about, I got people realizing I got to get this Disney streaming service to watch this thing.
Oh yeah,
so,
dude.
I don't know. I mean, is Disney...
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
So there's obviously excitement in the fan base about The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But Disney's got to get some reach here, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to get enough people to subscribe to their service to...
Has CBS been successful?
I don't think CBS,
especially with Star Trek.
I don't think CBS would have been honest with you if they weren't.
Who
knows, really?
Here's the model that I think Disney wants to chase, and that would be HBO and Game of Thrones, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Game of Thrones is driving.
Oh, so
people
Disney wants to make BitTorrent more ubiquitous. I got it. I get it. That's savvy. That darn mouse.
But hasn't HBO put all their properties on?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. Well, but Disney has a lot more properties than HBO. But yeah,
still 100%.
I still feel like, I think I've told you guys, I feel like if they keep that price point at that $6-7 a month, that I'll be interested enough to subscribe and see where it takes me. Mm. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm questioning now.
Stop saying 6-7. Say 5.
Okay.
Otherwise,
you're
$5, Disney. Do you hear me?
$4.99.
But I mean, with general audiences, I mean, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't see anything. I mean, this is supposed to be coming out 2019, and I've seen almost nothing other than within the Star Wars community about this Disney streaming service. Have you guys seen any advertising?
No.
Well, I closed down my Disney Princess RSS feeds. So
that's my favorite.
Up to date.
It's like a wave of positivity.
Seriously,
I had to make room for my deals, my hot deals.
This is coming, April, May next year? And, I mean, we're in the last quarter of 2018. Seems like they got to ramp this up at some point.
One would think.
Yeah.
One would think. But, yeah, it's I don't know. They always play this kind of stuff close to the vest, though. Whereas CBS is more of like, look at us, we're big boys, we have big boy pants, we're gonna do streaming. Look what we can do. Disney's like, just be quiet. We'll tell you when we're ready.
They play it close to the ears.
Close to the ears. Mouse ears.
Close to the inexplicable waist buttons.
I get it.
Yeah. So I
don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, is The Mandalorian, given its, given how it's going to be rolled out and what little we know about it, I mean, is it going to be able to carry us from now until, because it's not going to be Resistance, right?
If they keep hyping up the Mandalorian and they put it on the streaming service, people will buy it.
Yeah,
I will.
I'll buy it for the Mandalorian.
I mean, I know all 4 of us will be doing it, so
I'm in agreement. People will do it to some degree, but to voice back Mike's concern, is it going to be enough? Is it enough to carry it on the back?
Does it really matter what Mike's concerned about?
Is it enough to carry the whole service on the backs of a quasi niche Star Wars show?
Well, I think it won't be just that though.
They're gonna. It looks like they're. I don't know. This is a guess, but they're making a move to bring the Netflix Marvel shows over there as well. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they canceled Iron Fist season 3.
Yeah. I did, yeah.
And right. just today, as we were recording on Friday, they canceled Luke Cage season 3.
Really?
And both of
they just announced that it was coming.
Yeah, both of those left off on a cliffhanger. So my guess is they weren't canceled. They're just holding off.
They're repositioning everything.
I don't think they would have to give Netflix a lot of money to do that, because my understanding is the way the contract.
Do you know how much money Disney has?
Yes, Disney has all the money.
Well, yes, in that no, I don't. But as far as I understand, the contract language is that Netflix holds more. There are contracts in place that Disney can't just take it and go.
Why do you think they canceled
the
it?
content with something?
Yeah, why do you think they canceled it?
Well, that's the thing.
That's just a bold move, man.
But you can't just cancel it and restart it someplace else either, because it's all about the properties, the rights, the names, characters, the actors.
I'm guessing the contract timeline is coming to an end soon.
My understanding is that that's actually not the case. That's actually not the case at all. And I wish I could cite it. I saw something just today.
What show do they have left now? I mean, Jessica Jones has
Jessica Jones.
This is why we're not hearing anything about it.
Daredevil season 3 just premiered today, and they haven't really said if there's going to be a season 4. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a strong possibility that they could work something out to.
Well, they can always work something out. Yeah. I mean, Disney can just dump money on Netflix to say, we're going to take this our way.
And then maybe Disney hasn't decided. Rights, they could mix in the X-Men people with the
maybe
Marvel
they're
people.
trying to buy Netflix.
Oh, good luck with that.
I would not put it past. I don't know.
I don't think they could afford Netflix. Yeah. Netflix is huge.
I think Disney can afford anything they want.
No, that sounds true, but I don't think
they're a major player, man. I don't know.
They just shelled out a bunch of money for Fox.
God, if Disney acquired Netflix, dear Lord.
Actually, I'd hope that would be blocked, but
let's see. Over Memorial Day weekend, Netflix was the world's most highly valued media and entertainment company, according to Forbes.com.
Yep, it's huge.
So yeah, Netflix is in some way
profitable. Are they?
You don't buy me, I buy you. Netflix is going to buy Disney. Watch
this.
Oh man,
interesting. Go to Netflix land, Netflix
we
world.
do know that
Euro Netflix.
Basically, their market capitalization at that point was 0.4 billion more than Disney's. But to put that in perspective, that's 152.7 versus 152.3. So I don't think Disney could just
the
up
media
and buy Netflix.
And just the media.
I don't know. I think that at that level, I think Disney's valuation is more than just the media, but all the extensions thereof as well. But I don't know how they break it down within that structure. But if you did break it down any further, you definitely don't have any one group that's got enough money to acquire.
Right.
Maybe they merge.
I doubt it. Disney doesn't play with the other children. They buy
Mouseflix.
Mouseflix.
That
should be the name of it.
Yep. Personally, I know some people are kind of, poo-pooing this because they're Netflix believers and whatnot. But, I personally, I'm a believer in competition.
Yes.
And I believe the more that these services get out there, the lower the costs are going to go.
I hope it's blocked.
That's why I don't like all these content creators going off or all these, like CBS, we're going to have ours. NBC and ABC, we've got Hulu. Everybody's just running off into their corners. And I'm like, I'm all for breaking down a cable subscription into pieces, but you guys...
That's what we've been pining for forever and ever.
Right, but okay, let me put it this way. Are you ready to say it? Here's the Corey T. Wilson crazy prediction of whatever. I don't think that HBO's model is sustainable.
Yeah, I don't either. Because Game of Thrones, that goes away next year.
No, they got 30 spinoffs coming up. It'll be all right.
But I don't long term. I don't think HBO because I have an HBO subscription. I have HBO Now, right?
Yeah, because you get it free with your phone.
Shut up.
Would you subscribe to it if you didn't?
No, that's the point I'm getting ready to make. Actually,
I subscribe to it.
I'm considering changing phone carriers, and I wouldn't get that anymore. And so it's one of those things where technically it's $5 a month, but then I save $30 in another thing, so it's kind of like it's like more than free, but less than free. Anyway,
but see, I don't. It's $14.99 a month.
Right,
I do it.
Yeah, so. and I'm like, if I had to pay. Like, if I had a line item that said you are paying this much for HBO, I'd be like, no, cancel that. Cancel that nonsense.
No thanks.
Because, first off, the movies that they have, it's like when Netflix first started shifting to TV and suddenly they had, no movies worth watching. Every time I get an HBO, I'm like, this is the same stuff
they really don't have
I saw 12 months ago, and there's only, like you go into family movies. All right, here's 14 family movies. 4 of them are Hocus Pocus films. They made 4 of those?
Their rotation isn't great.
No, it's slow, and it's terrible. I only turn it on to watch, 2 series.
Yeah, seriously, I mean,
And
I love that I can subscribe when Game of Thrones is on and unsubscribe when it's done. But
could it be possible that HBO has to dissolve at some point?
Yeah.
Unless they pivot.
Yes, because here's the thing: HBO doesn't own a lot of content. They own their what they create. Everything else is licensed content. When HBO got started, it was freaking. They were putting New York Rangers games on there and stuff like that. They were just trying to do they were buying up the cheapest content they could find because they're like the key is that we have more content, not better content.
I mean, that's the thing is right now, if they pivot in that direction, they're becoming a Netflix direct competitor.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
that's sustainable.
They've lost sight of we need more content. To saying, well, we can just have our shows and a little bit of crap content. And it's like, no. If you're going to hold a service that costs twice as much as a competition almost, you need to have much content.
But you're picking on HBO, which I am, but I'm using that. Which isn't a very good argument because they're in a specific...
But that's why I'm saying like the CBS All Access thing. That I'm sorry, that's not sustainable unless they pivot hard. And I'm saying that
it's been around for a long time.
If Disney picks and chooses
years,
the content that they're going to have in there, I mean, maybe at a super cheap price, but I don't know. I feel like people want to go where they're confident that they can rely on I don't want to watch that right now. I want to watch that in 3 months. Like I want to watch that Thanksgiving or I'm going to watch that at Christmas. And then I go in there and it's not there anymore because it's been rotated out. I don't think people are going to be attracted. Well, that's one thing HBO does. They leave their original
stuff. That's what CBS does too.
Oh, okay. They leave their original stuff does, but then the movie content.
Yeah, I can go back and watch season 1 of Survivor if I wanted to.
Oh God, Howie!
Oh, nice.
God,
my fiance,
$5 a month.
My fiance, she subscribes to CBS.
It's $5 a month, so that's cheap.
Honestly, to me, that's where it's got to get.
Watch Rudy,
like all these services,
all the Big Bang Theory you can eat.
I think whether it's CBS, HBO, Netflix, whatever, if they all got to the price point where they're about $5 a piece. I think that's where it's sustainable for.
Because you could pick 2, 3 services.
If you did 5,
that's
$25 a month, and you get a crap ton of television, way more than you would get through a cable service.
You don't think that people are going to get stale on rotating content, and they can't jump in and jump out and have everything they want there?
If I've got HBO, Netflix, Hulu, CBS, and ABC or something, if I've got 5, 5 sets of content, that's plenty, man.
But you're saying that's plenty to find something to watch. I'm saying, are you gonna, when you're in the mood to watch a certain thing and you go in and it's not there because it's been rotated out?
That's
or
what Amazon's for, baby.
Yeah, baby. Amazon.
I think the rotated out thing is going to be
double it, man.
I mean, because of competition,
people are paying $100 a month now for cable.
You're being conservative, unfortunately.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Double what we're talking about and do 10 of those services for $5 a month.
Well, and the thing is, I think the rotated out thing is. I don't think that those services are going to survive very well.
Right. And that's where I'm saying, because that's even HBO has had all these series, right? They've had all these series they've done. If you strip out their rotated movies, it still looks pretty anemic. Not even just at the $15 price point. It looks pretty anemic to me at less than $10 because the movies are just the C-tier movies that they just sweep in and out.
Right.
Well,
slowly.
Netflix don't care because now they're producing their own content that is driving people to them. So.
And that's why I'm saying that's kind of going back to what I was saying about HBO. Either they have to pivot to more of that, model, or they have to get gobbled up by somebody else.
HBO used to be the one to produce all that high quality content. I mean, they were
before their time.
They were they absolutely were.
Deadwood and all those shows that people that
Deadwood was Showtime, was it? Was it HBO?
No, it's HBO.
Oh, I thought that was Showtime.
So, but yeah, but now not so much. I mean, Netflix is the one that's lauded for all that stuff. So,
yep.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of funny because you look at the music industry, and there's a lot of bands and stuff that are producing their own albums, and
they have to,
and so
they have to tour if they want to make any money.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing a little bit of that in a different way, but. we're having these companies that are producing it, and they're not, going through the cable companies to distribute it, or they're starting to move away from that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out.
I don't know. I can't imagine how much CBS content would be required for me to want to even give them $5.
Don't want to watch all the Survivors?
Nope.
Oh,
but I wouldn't do it. But again, I mean, my fiance, she wants it because that's where all her shows are.
Coming back to Disney, I think what I'm hearing us say, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's got to be a $5 a month thing, and they got to have a lot of content available. Yeah, and they can't just continuously rotate stuff out. Right. There's got to be stuff there that I want to go watch. It's got to be there.
If the vault is a word that ever comes up in their marketing.
In Disney,
Watch this month before it goes back in the vault. Because every time I read the IO9 post, here's what's leaving Netflix this month, I'm always like, I hate being reminded.
But that's exactly what Disney's going to do,
and that's what I'm saying is the problem.
Well, and the worst case is, you better watch The Mandalorian this week. Otherwise, it's been up there for 3 weeks and it's going to be gone.
Yeah, remember, that's what Hulu used to do. And I don't even know if Hulu still does that with a new episode disappears after 3 weeks or something like that.
I'm not sure, but they used to do that.
Yeah,
or 5 weeks or whatever it was.
And that's I
just hope. I mean, The Mandalorian is looking good from what we've seen. I just hope they can get enough viewers to maintain it, because that show's got to be expensive as hell.
This is
it is. It's super expensive.
The one side, the dad side of me, I only wanted them to do well if they have a good service. If they have a crappy service, I don't want it to do well.
Yeah. I get you. I'm not there. I want it to be good and do well no matter what. But yeah, if the service is, I am very much stick it to hey, I canceled my Pixel 3 because I'm like, you know what, Google, you're giving me the same phone last year with a couple of dorky ads, and you raised the price $150. It's not okay.
Let me ask
you. And I canceled the order because I'm just like, not because I want a cheaper phone more. It's just, I'm like, no, you need to be sent a message.
Well, you vote with your dollars.
Exactly.
Let me ask
People kind of forget that.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up? You going to say?
I can't even remember. Go ahead.
What else is going on, Mike?
Well, comicbook.com also reporting this week.
Man, they're on point today.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
A Star Wars story is in the news this week for an unusual reason.
Uh-oh, what?
Can't get the story to load. Apparently, some fans went out and used some AI intelligent software to insert Harrison Ford's...
AI intelligent software, huh?
Yep. Artificial intelligent software.
Okay. All right.
That's exactly what they did.
All right.
I Googled it.
Thank you for making fun of me. All right.
We gave you time to actually pull it up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So anyway, they have taken Harrison Ford's visage and put it on top of Alden Ehrenreich in
the link that you have now is a 404.
Yeah, I know. I had to go find it, so I apologize to you guys. I have it here. I'll have it fixed.
Screw you.
I'll have it fixed by the time we post show notes. But anyway, if you have not seen this footage, it's a little rough, but
it's a little Jeff Bridges in Tron 2.
Yeah, that's
a little bit.
Well, if
but
it's
I'll
that
tell
good,
you what, I was going to say
that's the thing. It's not.
It's a
that
fan
bad.
Yeah, for just a fan doing this on their own. It's actually pretty good.
It's kind of striking, in fact, how you have to go, wow, Alden Ehrenreich kind of had the motions and movement down pat, because when you map Harrison Ford's face right onto him,
baby.
It's pretty convincing.
It is. It's interesting and kind of creepy a little bit. But
it's not like the Uncanny Valley creepy. Yeah, there's the Uncanny Valley there, and you're looking at going, well, I'm clear on CG. But it's creepy in the fact that, wait, how much effort did they actually have to put into this? Because I've seen way worse in big budget Hollywood films. Way worse. I could watch a whole movie like this and be contented.
Seriously. Well, and it has some people asking, is this the future of filmmaking? Where you've got, a Harrison Ford, or you've got, do you even need Carrie Fisher anymore? Do you need Mark Hamill if you want to go back and do an older version of these films?
I feel like you'd have to mix more CG into it to make it feel a little less jarring.
What about Arnold? Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Arnold from Different Strokes. And at first, I was like, "What you talking about, Howie?" But then I realized what you were talking about. What was the CG Arnold in? Was it Terminator Salvation?
It was Terminator. All of them.
There's been a few of them. Yeah.
Terminator, all of them.
Yeah,
All
the
except
last
the first
two
one,
or three. Yeah, the first one.
Was there? Were there any of them in Genesis? Because he was old. He was old Terminator in Genesis.
Yes.
There were. Okay. But yeah, I remember in Salvation, which is a bit older.
Didn't he fight?
I literally was like, that looks good enough. I knew it was coming. It was kind of spoiled that he was in it.
He fought himself in that one, didn't he?
Yeah,
he fought himself in Genesis too.
Yeah, that's the one I meant.
Well, wait, no, it's John. I think it's John that's running from him in Salvation. I think he's trying to kill John.
John and
inside.
Chekhov.
They all run together after a while.
Either way, I love Terminator. It's a guilty pleasure. All Terminator movies,
yes,
all of them, and the TV show. But
much better than Transformers.
I'm not gonna fight that fight. There's nobody here to defend themselves.
It's true.
Except, yeah.
Well,
except for that.
Be sure to click on the show notes for episode 201 and check this out.
It's not saying Transformers are
it's
good.
It's interesting to say.
I've watched this video probably 10 times.
Yeah.
Like I watch it and I just I'm like, I loved Aaron Aldenreich. He did a great, or Alden Ehrenreich. I always do that. Always do that.
That's Mike's fault.
I love the Reichster. but I watch this and I just enjoy it. I enjoy it so much seeing like this young, like slightly less square jawed Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. You know, the only thing is that he's shorter.
Right.
That's the only
that's
thing.
noticeable.
Yeah, that's noticeable, but it still works.
It does. It really does.
It really works.
Good
Like
movie.
the facial expressions, it's like, how did they exactly, like, did they map him right onto the chin and jaw? Like, I want to know the tech behind this, because I really appreciate it.
It's getting better and better, man. I'm telling you. I mean, it may be the future of filmmaking. It really may.
Well, they put auto-tune in music, so
Yeah, auto face.
auto-face and
Pixar made $1 billion doing it, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true. That's what Pixar does.
Yeah. Well, boys, that's all I had for news.
What that means it's time for the Porkins Bite of the Week.
Again?
Ding.
Ding. Great.
I don't know if y'all know this, but originally George Lucas intended for Coruscant to be featured in the original trilogy. However, when they was working on it, they couldn't find a way to really make it work, big planet-wide city and whatnot. But here's the thing, Coruscant wasn't called Coruscant back then.
It was not.
What?
It was called Had Abaddon.
Yeah.
Because apparently George Lucas likes to name planets after the Hebrew name for the angel of death.
Oh, wow. Okay, I knew the
Classic
name. I did not
Lucas.
know the...
Yep.
I did not know the genesis of the name.
Yes.
Wow.
Abaddon is the I don't want to say Kabbalistic, but the Hebrew name for the angel of death. So it's a name like Gabriel and those names.
Sure.
Abaddon was
Right.
the angel of death.
And Coruscant, we've talked about this before, actually was a creation of Zahn, right?
Yes.
From the Zahn
Timothy
trilogy.
Zahn, our best
And
friend.
One of the few things that
Garrick's
Lucas
very close friend.
actually pulled into the prequels.
Yeah.
That was not his own. So that was
I remember
Big
remember
deal.
watching that scene in the theater and going, "What the hell is this music? What is this garbage? Oh, Coruscant! No way, that's awesome! But seriously, what the hell is this music?
I don't know what you mean.
This doesn't even sound like it was written by John Williamson."
Oh, stop.
Time for the toy report.
Oh, gee. It's my time to shine. Hey,
That
guys.
song's got a good Ewok vibe to it.
Hey, Garrick.
Unlike the song at the end of Special Edition of Return of the
How you doing, buddy?
What's up? Doing good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good? Feeling good?
You nursing that hangover?
You want
doing all right?
you want some Taco Bell yet?
I do.
Oh, maybe you're not doing so good.
You got to have another Jacko Blast first there, buddy.
Well, guys, we got a announcement from Ye Old Disney Store. You like that place? Disney Store?
When it was a place, yeah.
It's still
Yeah,
a
when they
place. I
existed.
can go there now if I wanted to.
You have a Disney store?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Indianapolis?
yeah, dude,
when
we
you
got
guys
like
get- when
12
you-
of them.
When is the time apparatus going to pull you guys into modern?
Never.
And lose them.
Yeah.
Never.
We lost ours many moons ago, my friend.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But anyway, the Disney Store has these action figures called the Elite Series, and they're all die cast.
Those are nice.
They're pretty
For the
sweet.
people who want to look down on their friends who collect black
The Black Series, yeah. They're like,
the elite of the elite.
And they're only $5 more typically. I mean, the prices have been inching up lately, but they've
Sometimes they're the same. They're the exact same.
yeah,
price.
sometimes they're exact. If you get them, sometimes they have special deals where you can get like 2 for a special price. Sometimes, but they do sell them online a lot too. But anyway, they've come out with an announcement of 4 new Elite Series droids.
these are pretty sweet, baby.
Droids, baby.
They want my money.
I know. These are pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
So in the new
I thought
series,
that was
they
3PO.
have-
It is not 3PO.
They have R5D4.
Yes.
Classic bad motivator droid. You know that guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know that guy. They got R2D2, but
Yeah.
they've released R2D2 before a few times.
Yeah,
It's like
actually.
he's serving drinks or something.
Yeah,
He's a coffee
sail
service
barge.
R2.
I have the Funko Pop of that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So he's serving drinks there. That one's pretty sweet because he's got the little shelf on him with the with the stuff.
Yeah, everybody loves that shelf. Sorry.
Oh, that's where you hold your drinks, right?
Yeah.
Next one's my favorite.
Yeah, and then they got
This R2 unit needs more cup holders.
TC14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
otherwise-
Phantom Menace, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Otherwise known as like the jerk droid, what led the Jedi into their
Yeah,
gas
killed
trap.
him.
She
Or
wasn't
tried
a
to.
jerk.
Yeah, you don't
She
know
led
that.
them, dude. They tried. She was an accomplice to murder, bro.
Yeah.
Accomplice to attempted murder.
Well, since
She was an innocent bystander. Leave her alone.
no, it's really
don't know.
000 in disguise. Did you know that?
Yeah, man. That's what I thought.
I'm
it was
retconning
looking
that
at.
right now.
Headcanon confirmed.
And then the one I'm most excited about, the GNK Power Droid.
how did it take this long to get me
AKA the
the
Gonk.
Gonk droid?
Gonk. Gonk.
I mean, I can see Hasbro. I can see Hasbro saying nobody's going to buy a couple garbage cans on legs.
Screw you.
And I'm like, yes, I will. And the
I'll buy
Disney store
3
goes,
of
we
them.
know, we know, we know, we got you.
Do you think we can get Roku Depot to do the tally of gonks?
do a Gonk
I
tally?
think we destroyed him on the Porg thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we got one up.
There was challengers.
Yeah, we got one up after that.
Yeah.
That's true.
But we were leading the charge.
Yeah, we were
while.
for a while. Yeah, so I'm excited
Gonk.
about the Gonk droid, and I think for these all being droids and being die cast
Yeah.
makes them extra special in my heart.
It is. It's extra special when they're die cast and you never take them out of the package, so it doesn't
I
matter.
know they're so heavy when you pick
But
them
they
up.
feel heavy.
They're
in
like
the package.
4
Boxes are
pounds.
so heavy.
They're like a third the weight of my
$80
cat.
shipping.
I got a fat
I love
cat.
how they've tried to make the Gonk droid over the years look less like a playground garbage can, but just slightly. Just slightly. So it's not just obvious, like, wait a second, I didn't look at that closely on
I can't
screen.
tell if it's the crappy picture that I found or if it's the actual packaging, but it looks like there's like lightning in the background to make it appear
I think
cooler.
I think it's a reflection
No,
of the
I'm gonna-
lightsaber
no.
behind it.
Nope.
Or yep.
Nope.
No,
I'm pretending it's lightning to make it look cooler.
Look at this.
I think
So,
that's
you're
lightning that's
pretending-
emanating from it.
You're
after
pretending it's a Gonk droid in Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
When we're just
Yes,
walking around
that's
throwing
exactly
lightning
it.
at everything.
I was gonna say that. That was my favorite thing is to walk up to a Gonk droid and just destroy it.
Yeah.
I
for
like
no good reason.
I like pushing them off a high ledge.
Yeah, man.
They're like, go. In my head, they were going, ow!
They did those. You did that with what are those little guys that you did them with? You know, the little
Jawas?
guy? No, not Jawas.
No, Ugnots.
Ugnots.
Oh, you
yeah,
throw
you
the
could do that.
Ugnots.
With,
Yeah.
sometimes they were sitting on exploding crates and just shoot
Yeah.
the crate. Dead.
Yeah, remember you could pick
Dark
him up
side
and choke
point.
him to death.
Yeah. Oh, those were the days.
Classic when you
just
could kill innocent NPC small creatures.
Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah. So check
Yeah,
those
how we
out.
long for being able to slaughter innocent bystanders.
Howie does long. Wait, what?
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 Wait, what?
How he does Dallas or something. I don't know.
What?
That's what I
Gross.
heard. Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Howie long.
I'll watch it just out of curiosity.
You know, I don't do the die cast, but I might do the die cast for the robots.
Yeah.
The robots are cool.
The Boba Fett one. You got the Boba Fett one, right?
They're not robots.
I do not have the Boba Fett one.
They call them robots in the movie, man.
I'm so sorry.
Robots.
I have the Boba Fett, and I have Baze and Chirrut.
Yeah, I got all of Rogue One because they went on sale for like $3 each at one point.
Oh crap! Why don't you tell me this stuff when it happens?
I text you. You just don't read texts.
That's right. Oh, geez, look, I have a bunch from you.
You always ignore.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
He's got me on. He blocked me on Twitter, so.
Well, you know, you were giving us
blame.
I want to let the listeners know that today Garrick's been sending texts to all of us with his reviews of Daredevil episodes, season 3, and all of the episodes are just basically a description of how much Bullseye was in each episode.
The horse.
Not to spoil for everybody, but they've been leaning heavily into it on the marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just literally like, okay, up for some Bullseye, not a lot of Bullseye. There was Bullseye standing in the place, and like that. That's Garrick's reviews. So forgive me if I don't read every text.
If you want to see some Bullseye, episode 6 is where you want to get to. Just saying.
See, I'm gonna look forward to it.
Saying.
I'm hoping like tomorrow night. We have a party, but after that, I might do some late night power.
Do it.
DD.
It's good.
Some DD3.
It's the best one since the first season, in my opinion.
You know, it's like every other one.
Yeah.
All the odd numbered seasons are going to be
it's
good.
like a Star Trek. No, wait, that's all even ones. No, it's all odd.
What?
Or is it? No, it's evens. No, it's evens.
It's evens.
Yeah. What else you got there, Tiger?
Anyway, moving on. You guys,
thanks, Mike. I checked out a while ago.
If you guys are like me, you have a cat, which none of you do. But it,
nope, used to.
They
peed on everything.
They poop in your house, and it smells really bad.
No.
You just need something to get that scent out of the air, right?
Okay.
Right? Well,
so we gonna put a smelly candle out?
Yeah, we are. So if you want to get that cat poop smell out of your house,
I heard about.
Just go to www.merchoid.com. It's kind of like a Think Geekish type page. And they are coming out
scented candles
with specialty Star Wars scented candles. And I
don't know how I feel about this.
So I especially like the Rancor smelling candle.
I like trash compactor.
Yeah, so they have the candles are based on the original trilogy. So they have a group of Star Wars A New Hope candle set, a Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back candle set, and of course, Howie's favorite, Star Wars Return of the Jedi candles.
Oh yeah.
I love how the Empire Strikes Back candle set has almost no color. So because the movie was very monochromatic, you know what I mean? This is the white place. This is the brown place.
This is lightsaber. It's bluish and red.
Yeah, that's the most colorful one.
Yeah.
All the other ones have like varied colors.
So your house could smell like Wookiee, Bantha milk, trash compactor, an X-wing cockpit.
Oh,
the cantina. Oh, you like
just cantina, not the cantina. Cantina. It has nothing to do with Star Wars. They just had some leftover, like old timey Southwest Arizona nasty tequila huts.
The tagline on that one is "Ode de Scum and Villainy."
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You had lightsaber duel, Han Solo and Carbonite. Who doesn't want to smell Han Solo and Carbonite? Come on!
If that smells like anything other than machine oil, I would be pissed off.
The Millennium Falcon. Inside of a tauntaun? Oh, I need to get that one just to see what that smells like.
They smell bad.
I'm worried that these are just clever labels.
No,
lightsaber duel should smell like burning ozone.
No,
you know
it smells like
should smell like the first time you turn the heater on in the fall and it burns off all the dust.
Absolutely not going to smell like anything that they're labeled.
Oh, they're totally going to smell good.
That's why, they're gonna smell good. Like I want them to. I want to light one and go. Okay, that's fair. I can see a Wookiee smelling like that. Mm-hmm. That's a little wet and musty.
That smells like a wet dog.
I want the jelly bean version of candles here.
Yeah, the Birdie Bots, every flavor Star Wars candle.
Howie could get an Ewok scented one. Howie,
there you go.
Ewok.
Wet dog.
Or you could get the Death Star destroyed. The sweet smell of rebellion.
Oh, Death Star destroyed. Death Star. Okay. It smells like outer space. Got it. Like I feel like they really could have gone for something here, and
they really needed to do the Alderaan.
They knew exactly what they were doing. These are great.
Alderaan destroyed. It smells like sadness. Like I want to see a product review on these and actually see what
you guys want to buy some scented candles for the basement. You always complain about how it stinks down here,
dude.
True.
I absolutely want scented candles for the basement. All I've got is that Halloween candle over there from last year that I left the lid off of for so long it barely smelled
Mike's
like anything.
gonna buy you a set.
Yep. So
but the thing is, I don't want these to just be like, ooh, it's the Millennium Falcon, which apparently smells like lavender. Ooh. Like I don't want to. That's
well,
like Jabba's palace smelled like cinnamon.
Well, there's no reviews out on these yet because they're just on pre-order now. So I guess
right. So it's like for me, this is a wait and see. Yeah. But I'm excited about it, but it's a wait and see. I got to see someone go, okay, I didn't really think I knew what the inside of an X-wing cockpit smelled like. But honestly, this smells like faux leather, oil, and ass. So I'm all in. I'd be all in at that point.
Yeah. And a little bit of pork.
Well, they're on sale now. If you want all of them, every single set, all 3 of the trilogy movies, it's $91.99.
Whoa!
But you save. Look how much you save. You save like almost $10.
Yankee, it's
almost $20.
Oh, 20, sorry. Yeah.
This is some
Math
Yankee
is
Candle
hard.
level highway robbery, sir.
But if you just want to buy one set, it's and that includes 5 whole candles. It's $37.
I really need them to put a banana next to them to see.
And I got to buy all of them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
They come as a set.
There's a Fallout 4 Eau de Volt VR candle.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I was hoping there would be some reviews on that over here. But it says official Bethesda product, nuclear decay scented candle.
Oh, gross.
So I like bad smelling candles. I find them funny, and I like scents that evoke something. So if they're saying that this candle is for VR, it can't just smell like a normal happy scented candle from party lights or something like that. I don't know. No.
And if you want,
not if it's for the
if you
VR, buddy.
Go the extra mile. They actually have a limited edition candle set holder that holds all your candles on a platform that looks like the wall of the Death Star, kind of.
I got 5 customer reviews on Amazon.com for the Fallout candle. There's a Skyrim candle, too. If that smells like anything other than wet Khajiit, I'd be so disappointed. But here we go.
Khajiit has wares.
For the Fallout candle, and I feel like this is relevant because I want to know if these Star Wars candles smell like Star Wars ought to smell, right? Okay. We got 5 reviews, kind of up and down the board. Here we got a 4-star. Love it, but it smells too good.
What?
Really? Yep. This is from Katie Murphy. Thank you, Katie Murphy. It's a really good, cute candle.
This candle should smell like crap.
With it is that it smells too clean, which is a weird complaint for a candle. See, but we get that given what we're talking about here.
Yep.
I was expecting a more wastelandy smell like dirt and radiation and rotting corpses. Clearly. Clearly. Other than that, it was perfect.
Other than that,
Katie Murphy, if I wasn't married. Okay, here's a 5-star review. Scent of radiation and ghouls really made it seem like I was actually in the wasteland.
What?
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt so realistic. I actually felt radiation seep into my pores and passed out. Went to doctor, just be safe. Currently waiting results.
I don't believe that's true.
Shenanigans.
Hi.
Robert Fisher.
Call Balderdash.
Robert Fisher gives it 1 star. Average candle, smells like Axe body wash, scentless when lit. Scam. The dude saying this smells good and put them in the mode or whatever. I think he means mood. Must have been playing 2D because VR certainly isn't out yet. Oh, he's gonna get real specific. Either way, he says it smells like a says another guy said it smells like a 6th grade locker room, and that's 100% correct. So I don't know.
Who do I believe?
It's gonna be,
Wow.
People say another one says, that guy he's quoting says smells like cheap body spray.
I think the hubris of these people that think they know what nuclear waste smells like.
But I
They
think
don't
that they
know
can.
it
I
doesn't
feel like
smell
they can.
like Axe body spray.
I feel like it's a safe assumption that the nuclear wasteland shouldn't smell like a 6th grade locker room. You know.
You don't know that.
At that point, see, I feel like I should just buy the man cave candles that smell like leather.
Because that's more like a teenage wasteland there.
Because this is Studio Wasteland. I'd go, if we can make it smell like rotting corpses in here.
Is that a Weezer song? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be.
That was
If it
Teenage
isn't.
Dirtbag. That's right.
Teenage Wasteland.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
What else going on,
next
Garrett?
up, it's time for Howie's favorite part of the podcast.
Woo!
Time to bump that stock up another 0.001 points.
Too much.
Do they do points on stocks? I don't know anything about stocks.
No, don't do it.
Time for that pop corner. Pop. Oh. So before I announced, or I guess relayed the information that
Mike,
the
heads up, sleeping bag.
Walgreens
Here you go.
exclusive Han Solo pop was released in the stores, and I actually got one. It's pretty cool. But now they've announced a second exclusive Star Wars Walgreens exclusive pop with Obi-Wan
Exclusive.
Kenobi.
Bump, bump.
Kenobi from Iron
Hooded. He's
assuming
hooded.
Attack of the Clones ish era, maybe.
Hooded.
He's got his hood up. He's got his lightsaber drawn. Looks like he's about to do some fisticuffs with Jango Fett. We don't know. We don't know. Obi-Wan, guys. Huh?
I'm excited.
Howie's excited. Corey, you like Obi-Wan. You like him.
I like Obi-Wan. I really do.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, the pop? No, I'm out.
Look in his eyes.
Look at him. Yeah.
I like the fact that he's holding his lightsaber down in like a pre-actiony position
Yeah.
rather than just standing there.
Getting ready to kill something.
He's got something going
That's what
on.
Jedi do. They cut stuff up. Kill it.
Yeah, they do.
Keepers of the pieces.
Pieces.
Pieces
Like
of
it.
body parts.
Like it. So anyway, moving on. Target, the store, the big box store, right? Is that what that is? Big box store?
Big box retailing
Big
store
box retail store
catered predominantly to the
has
ladies.
dropped their Black Friday toy ad on
They dropped it on
already on the interwebs. They dropped it.
What?
They dropped it.
the floor. Funko Fridays.
So yeah, Funko Fridays Holiday Edition is that going to be exclusively at Target. And I'm excited about this because an exclusive Funko item will be revealed every Friday from November 16th to December 21st. And you don't know
Yes.
it's a mystery. Guys,
Yes.
it's a mystery. Could be Star Wars. Could be Harry Potter.
You have to pay money for something
Could be
that you don't
a video
know.
game.
Tell
Could
me
be
you didn't
Masters
pay
of the
money for
Universe. Could be Pikachu. You don't know.
That's the end thing now.
this.
Yeah.
Could be an anthropomorphized target.
Blind bags.
Blind bag. No, I'm assuming you'll
It
know what it
seems very
was.
3
They'll
years
announce
ago.
what they
No,
are.
nope. There's going to be a big question mark in front of it.
Oh, it's just a Funko Pop of a giant question mark.
It's going to be Bullseye the dog.
That's
Oh,
the
Bullseye,
Target mascot.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah.
Oh. I got
I thought
excited
he
there
was
for
a-
a second.
Pony.
That was going to be Bullseye the Bullseye from Daredevil. Season
Well, it is
3.
Target, so it's going to be a bullseye target.
Ooh, maybe they'll do Bullseye. Eh.
Red.
Yeah.
It'd be red.
So if you want to check that out, start on November 16th, go out to target.com every Friday, and they will reveal a new exclusive pop that you can buy from them and give them money. Maybe free shipping. I don't know. They usually do that in the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Pretty cool, huh?
That's great. That's great on maybe Star Wars related news.
Yeah. Could be. You don't know it's not. It's like Schrodinger's pop. It's both Star Wars and not at the same time.
God, Schrodinger's
pop. Yep.
Schrodinger should have been on the list of dings.
If you put a pop in a box with some poison, you don't know if it's Star Wars or not until you open the box. So it's both states at once.
Wait, was I there when it went in the box?
No.
You said if you
there's a
put
big
it in.
Is
question
the
mark.
poison transformative of pops to become Star Wars?
It had a question mark on the front, and it was one of those things. If you rub a lot, it changes colors, but it changed to clear, so you could see inside of it.
Is it scratch and sniff? Is
Yeah.
there any indicator? Does it smell like Star Wars
smells
candles?
like it smells like Bantha milk and Ewok
Oh.
mixed together.
Smells like teen Bantha milk.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of smelling, it's time to get the frick out of here, ladies and germs. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 201. It's all downhill. I think we say that after every 50 or 100 episodes. It's all downhill from here. But
Can't
please
get any worse.
join the conversation on Twitter at FlyCasual1138, where we love to hear from you and love to interact with you. So please reach out. We love feedback and to have our ego stroked. Also, run over to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/I don't know, search for Fly Casual Podcast. You'll find us. So
Yes, sir.
That's how you do it. That's how Mike tells me YouTube works.
Subscribe. You got to subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I gotta do
Subscribe
that
and
at some
like
point.
and share and stuff. And
We got things in the works where we might be doing some live streaming of the episodes and things in the works. So,
But in the meantime, if you have watched the past videos for the full episodes that Mike's put up, and you can follow along with whatever horrible things he's looking at during the podcast, there's also, unfortunately, going to be a little bit of video accompaniment of the man who plays guitar. There's going to be some video along with it.
brother, we're out there.
Thank you. Some changes are incoming. So you might want to check that out as well and go out wherever you get the podcasts, whether it's like Google Play Podcasting Central Hub LLC or iTunes or wherever. Give us a nice little review so we can reach more listeners right you, because honestly, like you, those reviews are vital. When it comes to, they really are, and it can never be overstated. It's one thing to go and search for a podcast completely, but when you go and looking for just, hey, I'm interested in some Star Wars, but I don't want to get too uptight or too hardcore. I just want to hear some people, be really dumb and give each other alcohol poisoning. How are they going to find it?
Oh, my liver.
Just by searching on Star Wars. So go out and give us a nice review so we can reach. I'm racist. Review so we can reach more people, just like little old you. In the meantime, I'm Corey. Over there's Mike.
nighty night.
Over there's Howie.
Ow, my liver is our new tagline.
Bullseye.
And over this Garrick.
Bullseye.
Yeah, Bullseye. Garrick.
Bullseye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We better get Garrick back to Daredevil or his brain's going to turn.
I need to see more Bullseye.
I'm going to pour you a butterscotch shot. Are you ready, Garrick?
Haha, JK, it was butt tea the whole time.
Oh,